Good morning, students. Welcome back to our Moral Science online class. How are you all? I hope you are all doing good. Yes, I hope you all have completed the Moral Science notes. Students, write your notes legibly to improve your handwriting. At least write one page of any paragraph from your textbook. Complete your diary portions daily. Let's see now the new chapter, chapter 4. I feel what you feel. Okay, students. Next, moving on to the short story. Are you God? Chinnu, a 6 years old boy, was sitting alone on the bench in the park. His friends were playing football. He could not join them because Chinnu was blind. Chinnu had fallen sick with very high fever. His eyesight became weaker. Day by day, he couldn't see anything. Doctor informed Chinnu's mother that they tried their level best. Only God would help him. Then Chinnu to hear the words of the doctor. One fine evening, Chinnu was sitting on the bench. A stranger sat down near him. He was a teenage boy. The stranger realized that Chinnu was blind. He started to him gently. The sky is a deep blue today, and there are lot of little buffy clouds. One among them looked like a butterfly. Chinnu smiled. When he heard this because he loved both clouds and butterfly. Chinnu interrupted him, but and then that one must Raghu. Chinnu asked, "Are you all talking about Vino?" He asked the stranger. Has Vinu grow tall? The stranger also described the game, free kicks, the tackles, and the goals. Chinu was brimming with joy. Football was Chinu's favorite game before he had lost his eyesight. Now he would feel the stranger's description with his mind's eyes. Chinnu thanked the stranger for his description. This was the time to leave. Chinnu turns towards the stranger and asked him whether he was God. Stranger answered no and told him that he was one of his children. Chinnu with a smile. He told the stranger that he knew he must be some relation of God. The moral of the story pictures empathy. Empathy is seeing with the eyes of another, listening with the ears of another, feeling with the heart of another. Tie a string between your friends, finger and yours. You will feel a tug every time your friend moves his or her hand. But will you feel a tug in your heart? When your friend has an emotional need, you will if you develop an important value called empathy. Empathy means being sensitive to the feelings and needs of others. Empathy means being sensitive to the feelings and needs of others. Students, have you understood this story? Okay, now once again I will tell this story. Chinnu, a 6 year boy, was sitting alone on the bench in the park. His friends were playing football. He could not join them because Chinnu was blind. Chinnu had fallen sick with very high fever. His eyesight became weaker day by day. He could not see anything. Doctor informed Chinu's mother that they tried their level best. Only God could help him. Then Chinu to hear these words of the doctor. One fine evening, Chinu was sitting on the bench. A stranger sat down near him. He was a teenage boy. The stranger realized that Chinu was blind. He started to him gently. The sky is a deep blue today and there are a lot of little buffy clouds. One among them looked like a butterfly. Chinu smiled when he heard this because he loved both clouds and butterfly. Chinu interrupted him now and then that one must Raghu. Chinu asked, are you all talking about Vinu? He asked the stranger, has Vinu grown tall? The stranger also described the game, free kicks, the tackles and the goals. Chinu was brimming with joy. Football was Chinu's favorite game before he had lost his eyesight. Now he could feel the stranger's description with his mind's eye. Chinu thanked the stranger for his description. This was the time to leave. Chinu turns towards the stranger and asks whether he was good. Stranger answered no and told him that he was one of his children. Chinu with a smile to the stranger that he knew he must be some relation of God. The moral of the story is pictures empathy. Empathy is seeing with the eyes of another. Empathy is seeing with the eyes of another. Listening with the ears of another. Listening with the ears of another. Feeling with the heart of another. Feeling with the heart of another. Understood, students? Tie a string between your friend's finger and yours. You will feel a tug every time your friend moves his on or her hand, but will you feel tug in your heart? When your friend has an emotional need, you will if you develop an important value called empathy. Empathy means being sensitive to the feelings and needs of others. Students, have you understood this story? Now, I will read and explain the lessons. Take a book, page number 25. I feel what you feel. Let's read. Are you God? 6-year-old Chinu sat alone on a bench in the park. His friends were playing a lively game of football. Lively means cheerful. But Chinu could not join them. He was blind. For a whole year, now he had lived in a world of darkness. Chinu had fallen sick with very high fever. Since then his eyesight had started getting weaker. Soon he could see nothing at all. He had heard the doctor say to his mother, there is nothing more we can do. Only God can help him now. As Chinu sat on the bench that evening, a stranger means persons you do not know, sat down near him. Stranger means person you do not know. Sat down near him. He was a teenage boy. But, of course, Chinu did not know that. Realizing that Chinu was blind. Realizing means recognizing. Realizing means recognizing. The stranger began talking to him in the jungle. voice. Sky is a deep blue today and there are lot of little buffy clouds. Buffy means swollen. Buffy means swollen. One of them looks like a butterfly. He said. Chinnu smiled. He loved both clouds and butterflies. The stranger continued talking. He described the children. Chinnu interrupted of him now and then. Interrupted means break on one person's speech. Interrupted means break on one person's speech. That one must be Rahu, he said, or you are talking about Vino. Has he grown tall? The stranger also described the game. The free kicks, the tackles and the goals. Tackles means buying to get the ball from someone. Tackle means buying to get the ball from someone. Goals means points scored by placing the ball. Goals means points scored by placing the ball. Chinnu was brimming with joy. Brimming. Edge of the gun. Cup. Edge of the cup. Football had been his favorite game before he had lost his eyesight. Now he could see and hold scene with his mind's eye. Thanks to the stranger's description. Description means say that what something is like. Say what something is like. Soon it was time for Chinnu to go home. Come, Chinnu, said one of his friends as he helped him up gently. Chinnu turned towards the stranger and asked, Are you God? No, Chinnu, and the stranger. I am only one of his children. I know you must be some relation of God. And Chinnu with a smile. Understood, students? Next, moving on to let's understand. When you have empathy, you can put yourself in someone else's shoes. You can feel what they feel. You can share their emotions. The stranger shared his eyesight with Chinnu for one evening and brought joy into the child life because he felt empathy with him. He too can bring joy into the other people's lives if we develop empathy. Why should you learn to develop empathy? Think about it. You are growing taller year by year. Perhaps you can now easily reach the things on the top shelf of your cupboard. In the same way, your mind and emotions must also grow and reach wider and higher. Our growth as human beings should not only be physical but also emotional. Here is how you can get started building empathy. Do it one letter at a time. Here, empathy stands for E stands for encourage with the other person. Engage with the other person. E stands for engage with the other person. M stands for mirror the person's feelings in your mind. M stands for mirror the person's feelings in your mind. P stands for pay attention to the other person's words and body language. P stands for pay attention to the other person's words and body language. A stands for ask how you can be of help. A stands for ask how you can be of help. T stands for think what you can say or do to make the person feel better. T stands for think what you can say or do to make the person feel better. H stands for have patience and understanding. Have patience and understanding. Y stands for you have shown empathy. You have shown empathy. Understood, students? This is the empathy. Empathy means engage with the other person, mirror the person's feelings in your mind, pay attention to the other person's words and body language, ask how you can be of help, think what you can say or do not to do make the persons feel better. Have patience and understanding. You have shown empathy. Empathy brings about harmony. Indeed, it does. Let us see. We are often concerned only with our own feelings. Am I happy? Am I sad? Am I angry? We do not think about the feelings of others. This may make us say or do things that are harmful or harmful to someone else. How can we have one standard of behavior for ourselves and another standard for other people's? Is it fair? Empathy says no. Empathy says put your feelings and the other person's feelings on the same scale. Empathy means put your feelings on the other person's feelings on the same scale. Forgive others as you would forgive yourself. So, empathy promotes fairness, justice, and selfishness and harmony. Understood? Empathy promotes fairness, justice, and selfishness and harmony. Next, climb into his skin and walk around in it. Okay, students, that's all today's topic. Let's see the remaining topics in this lesson next week. I hope you all have understood this story. If you have any doubt, contact me, go through the book on today's topic. I feel what you feel. Later, I will send question answers on today's topic through WhatsApp group. Okay, students, thank you all.